Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Edifier TWS1. Cut! Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here, and for the longest time I have only had checked the Sabbat E12 as you know, some earbud that is not priced at $20 to $30 range. And today we are going to fix that. I'm gonna check out, I have used the Edifier TWS1 and also a lot more earbuds that reviews are coming in the future, and here are some of my thoughts. As always, I would really appreciate it if you could give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, also follow me. Links are all down in the descriptions below, and also this Edifier TWS1, I bought it myself. So without further ado, let's get right into the first part, and that is sound quality. As always, coming to my reviews, I'm not gonna talk about all the other stuff. Let's talk about the most important stuff right up front. And how do the Edifier TWS1 sound? Answer is, the soundstage is not very big, even compared to the Sabbat E12. So I'm gonna be mostly comparing it with the Sabbat here in this video. Although soundstage is not very big, what can be heard here is a very nice, very well balanced and very detailed sound. And the instruments are also very well separated. So let's take some example songs here. My Apple Music test playlists are down in the description below as well if you want to check what songs that I compare with these earbuds. In Always by Bon Jovi, the drum kicks has a really tight thump. And in Hotel California, each and every hit of the hi-hat feels so real. If you watch my AirPods Pro impression video, I can hear that slight kabasa sound at the very tip of my left ear. I can hear it in more detail actually here. From what I can remember, it actually turns out to be just a normal shaker, not the kabasa. I'm not sure though. Overall, the sound of this Edifier presents the mids, the vocals, the main instrument that's playing at the very front, the very center of your head, and then the bass and treble complements the song in a very good and balanced way. I think the Edifier shines the best with real instruments such as rock, pop, instrumentals, acoustics, more so than EDM songs, which brings us to the Sabbat. These two has slight but noticeable sound characteristic differences that might make you lean towards one or the other. The Sabbat has a wider sound stage, less harsh vocals, it has more thumpy bass, overall still balanced, but it has a bass boost on it. On the other hand, the Edifier has a more emphasis on vocals on the main instruments, although playing on a smaller and more cramped soundstage, it really plays them in a detailed, clear, and really nice. For example, listening to songs like Hotel California, I prefer the Edifier TWS1 hands down. But in songs like The Greatest Showman, where all the thump that's happening really brings the mood of the music, this is where I would pick the Sabbat over the Edifier. If you're currently using any of the $20 earbuds, both of these offers more clarity, more soundstage, better sound separation, good things like that. But again, the Sabbat wins a little bit here on the volume department because it can go much louder going from the earbuds that you currently have. And talking about brands real quick here, if you are on Halo right now and you like the sound there, the Sabbat is for you. And if you like the Redmi AirDot sound, the more balance, more emphasis on the vocals, then the Edifier is for you. So that is sound quality, and now let's get right into the next important thing, the build quality and the fit. What you get here on the Edifier is all glossy. So what that means is a fingerprint magnet case. Also, most importantly, not very scratch resistant case. And this also applies to the Sabbat actually, so both of them have some wear marks that are nastier on the Sabbat, even though I used like some pouch to carry these Sabbats. But yeah, expect these case to wear down over time because it's just the way it is built. And talking about size, the case is about the same size, just slightly, ever so slightly bigger than the Sabbat's case. But this is actually not very significant because it is still very compact. It's not very tall when put like this into your pocket. It still fits there perfectly fine. I still do like how this size, and the battery inside is 500 milliamp hour, just like the Sabbat. But what you get here is undeniably old tech. At the back you have one micro USB port as the only way to charge the earbuds, and at the front you have this small red LED that blinks whenever you open and close the case. That, I don't know what does that mean actually. And opening the case here is just nothing very interesting. Well, it doesn't wobble the lid, so it's good. It has a good snap as well, but you know, it's just all plastic, and yeah, it doesn't really feel remarkable or anything like that. So yeah, that's about the case. And talking about the earbuds, one thing that really surprised me is when first time I put it on my ear, I was surprised by how well it fits there. Like the medium sized ear tips here, the sculpted design of the earbuds, it just works so well. I don't even bother with foam tips or whatever stuff like that. This fits super good. Also, quickly mentioning some of the features of the earbuds is it has IPX5 rating, so it can survive that sweaty sessions, and it's a little bit taller than what I would like, but actually it doesn't bother me too much. It just looks big on pictures and on videos, but in real life it's still very small, very light, and it just looks okay in the ear. It's nothing really weird. Wearing a helmet on these are fine, just like the Sabbats, and also wind noise when wind is blowing very hard is not noticeable at all. And one thing that I want to mention is that it's not perfectly round. You can feel that there's this flatter side up and down, and you can just hold it right there to, you know, align it when it's in your ear, grab it just like that, and it makes it easier for you to adjust the fit, which is super nice. And also one more thing, just like the Sabbat, the music doesn't disappear when you open your mouth out wide. Only when you raise your eyebrows, the music starts to, you know, the earbud starts to move out a little bit, but even so, that is so very little movement, unlike the QCY-T5. It became very loose. And the passive sound isolation here is actually one of the better ones, so it blocks out more outside noise, but you can hear slightly more of your own voice, unlike the Sabbat actually. But I think it depends on which ear tips you're using. Overall, the design here is actually very practical. Thumbs up for that. And now let's talk about the controls. And this touch control is actually one of the best that I've ever used. It's really reliable, less prone to accidental touches. The only downside is it doesn't have volume control. So 1 tap is play or pause, 2 taps is next song, and 3 taps is previous song. So if you notice there, each one of these earbuds, whether it's left or right, you can go to previous song and next song no problem, which is really nice. And actually I have yet to find a way to activate voice assistant, but I don't really use it anyway, so I don't really bother to find it in the instruction book. But comment down below if you want to know it. I'll dig through the instruction book. So let's talk about that touch sensitivity real quick here. And on the halos, as we know, some people complain that the touch area is too small, that it's hard to trigger like the controls. But here you have this really well-defined area that you can feel when it's in your ear, and you just give it to good press and it will most definitely be registered as a tap to your phone. And anything less than half of this area covered, you probably won't accidentally touch it, which is super nice. This is legit. And again, this is my first time testing an earbud with QC3020 chip inside by Qualcomm and their pairing technology called the True Wireless Stereo Plus Tech. I have to cheat a little bit there. This behaves a lot more to the master-slave earbud compared to the dual mode that we know. But again, this is a little bit better than the master-slave because each of these earbuds can act as the master earbud. So it depends on whatever side you take first. For example, you take the right side, it will automatically be the master and the other is the slave. Automatically pairs to your phone really quickly. Unlike the QCY-T1 of old, nowadays they have updated to dual mode. The left side, if you take it out, it will act as the master and the right side will be the slave earbuds. But here you still have 2 pairing names and they are exactly the same Edifier. It's not differentiated as L and R, it's just the exact same name, Edifier TWS1, and you have 2 of that. So yeah, it's kind of dual mode, but it's not yet what I call dual mode because you know, you cannot really switch between both of these earbuds really seamlessly, just like the TSO i6 for example. So right now, let's check out the latency of the Edifier TWS1. Wow. Okay, so one thing right off the bat that I want to say is this, you see right here, this small ear tips that comes with the box is super small. So if you are one that has really small ear, I think this is the only one that can fit you. Okay, so talking about battery life real quick here, we have 60 milliamp hour on the earbuds and 500 milliamp hour on the case. And this, if you remember, is just like the Sabbat E12s. Battery wise, I think these are just as good or even better because of the more efficient chip here. The QC3020 chip is really bringing very good battery life to all the earbuds it has graced upon. But again, I'm sorry I haven't yet to drain these earbuds until its very end. If I use it, I can use it for a good like 2-3 hours, and it's been like 2 weeks and I still have yet to charge this whole thing even once. So expect a week or so of charge on these whole thing and about 6 to 7 hours of music playback time. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitter to know when I test these batteries out. I usually put hashtag tested by Ken there, so you can find it really quickly. And now the moment of truth. Let's test out the microphone here by making a phone call. I'll see you right there. Okay, so now we are on the Edifier TWS1. This is indoor call test. What do you think of the sound call quality? Because this uses Qualcomm 3020 chip, it also uses CVC 8.0, which is a really great noise cancellation technology from Qualcomm. Really, any earbuds that uses the technology tend to perform slightly better in phone calls compared to earbuds that don't. And yeah, so this is how it sounds. And I cannot switch between these two earbuds because these two basically are still master-slave configuration. And so now let's go outside and see how this performs. Okay, it's raining a little bit and I totally forgot that outside is cold and I only wear one hoodie, so yeah, crazy me, huh? Living in Four Seasons country is much more difficult than living in my own. So yeah, this is it, how it sounds outdoors. See if you can hear any degradation. What do you think of the sound call quality? Do let me know down in the comments below. I'll also post a comment, a pinned comment, like to let you know my thoughts. And I think it just sounds as good as the Sabbat at the very least. If not, it will sound better. I also forgot to mention that these earbuds support aptX codec, so it might sound even better when you're listening in phones that support it. So that's the call test. Let's go upstairs and I'll run up because I'm freezing, but I'm still good, don't worry. We'll continue to the rest of the video. See you up there. Alright, last but not least, here is my conclusion with the Edifier TWS1. For $50, I think these are very good. Sound quality front, battery life front. It shines the best if you want a very balanced and detailed sound, and the touch control here is very reliable and good. It's just a good package for a piece of true wireless earbuds. But at the same time, it kind of feels outdated with this micro USB port here. No Qi wireless charging support, even though I know a lot of people will just, forgive that. No volume control. Where is the battery indicator of the case? And actually that's about it that I can complain, because it's just a very solid pair of earbuds that I can really easily recommend, even over the Sabbat if you're okay with not getting this kind of look, which looks kind of cool in my opinion. And also all the other features, it doesn't go very loud, but it gets loud enough for most users, and even for YouTube, I just like listen to it. That's plenty loud, and even it slightly wins a little bit on clarity compared to the Sabbat. So it's up to you. Do you want more features and look on the Sabbat, or do you want just a basic pair of true wireless earbuds that just sounds good and performs long enough? Choice is up to you. Anyway, that's pretty much it, all I can say. Thank you very much for watching again. If you got until this point, please do let me know down in the comments below which one would you pick, Sabbat or the Edifier, even if you don't want to buy any of the earbuds. So yeah, you can just, tell me your preference, share. And again, as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me anywhere, Instagram, Twitter, comments. I will try my best to reply to all of your comments. And finally, thank you very much for watching again. I'm just repeating myself here. I've got tons of earbuds that I want to make reviews of. So yeah, coming soon. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, everyone. And I will see you in the next video. Thai tea is the best. And so now let's go outside and see how this performs.
Let's go!
Let's go. And yeah, this is how it sounds. And I cannot test switching between earbuds. Just
Because it's not a Nintendo Switch.
No. I'm back.